The Cypher is a type of unmanned surveillance craft. Raiden, you need to stay out of the Cypher's field of vision. Right, come in. Right, right.
Jack, what's going on? Answer me! Jack? Jack! Got a minute, Jack?
Rose?
I found some information on where Solid Snake is interred.
Great. Shoot.
I've located the grave site.
And the body?
Exhumed for DNA testing.
Well, do you have the results?
The right arm was missing, but there was no doubt that it was him. That body belongs to Solid Snake.
So the head of the terrorist group must be...
An imposter.
Right.
You sound disappointed.
I guess I was kind of hoping to meet the legend in the flesh.
I get you. But it looks like he's not behind this incident.
Raiden, the president needs you, I think. Disguise yourself as enemy personnel and infiltrate the core section. Your priority is to contact Agent Ames.
Retinol pattern recognized. You are cleared to enter. All clear.
Raiden, that's the biomet... Raiden, the retinal scanner does not work on anything but living and open eyes. Don't knock the man out either. Be careful.
Retinol pattern recognized. You are cleared to enter.
Raiden, one of those hostages in there is Ames. The only thing we know is that Ames wears a pacemaker. His heartbeat should sound different from other people's, so use the directional microphone to locate him. You don't have a directional microphone, however. Find one first. The microphone is the only hope of identifying Ames among all the other hostages. The directional microphone should be somewhere in the core of Shell 1.
Have you searched B2 of the core?
Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core. Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core. Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core. Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
Freeze!
What the hell happened? Raiden! Raiden!
Hey, you, just wait a minute. What are you up to?
Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
You have the directional microphone. According to our information, Ames has a pacemaker. This should make his cardiac pattern fairly distinct. Use the directional microphone to locate it.
What's up?
Retinol pattern recognized. You are cleared to enter.
Raiden, one of those hostages in there is Ames. The only thing we know is that Ames wears a pacemaker. His heartbeat should sound different from other people's, so use the directional microphone to locate him. Once you recognize Ames by his heartbeat, keep the microphone pointed toward him. Then push the action button and call out to him. If it really is Ames, he should respond in some way.
What if it's the wrong person?
The guards may get suspicious and come running instead. Security could get tighter, too.
Try to be sure before you take the risk.
Don't call out to a hostage with the action button until you're fairly sure that it's Ames. If you do make a mistake, switch the microphone for an AK and get out of there before a guard gets suspicious. If you're discovered inside, they'll cut off your retreat and call in the reinforcements. You won't make it out of the room. The mission will be over if you're discovered. Don your disguise and look for Ames while deflecting the enemy's suspicion.
Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core. Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
You're Ames, aren't you? You must be Ames. Keep still and listen to me. I'm not a terrorist. I got in here using one of their uniforms. I'm taking off the tape. Stay quiet.
Who told you about me?
An informer calling himself Mr. X, dressed like a ninja.
I see. Take this thing off me, will you? I'm Richard Ames.
Secret Service?
No, I was sent in by the Lali Lule Lo, just like you.
What?
You're here to find out where the president is. We have little time, so I'll be brief. How about switching to nanocommunications first?
Nanocommunications?
Right, silence beats talk when it comes to safety. Are you on?
Right here. Do you really know where the president is?
Almost certainly. He was moved to the first floor of Shell 2's core section.
The first floor. The core of Shell 2. Is he still there?
I don't know. I can't get a response.
You don't think he's been like the other hostages?
Hmm?
A hostage was killed in retaliation after the SEAL 10 disaster, remember?
What are you talking about? Regardless of what they do to other hostages, they won't touch the president.
What makes you so sure?
The case.
You mean the nuclear button they took?
Right. And the case won't do a thing by itself. That case may be the single most advanced example of a weapons failsafe system. The password is nothing less than the physiological data of the US president.
Physiological data?
The president's own vital signs, heartbeat, brainwave pattern, blood pressure and so on are constantly monitored and relayed by his internal nanomachines. This information, along with the DNA pattern, serve as a biometric password, unbreakable even by the latest parallel processor supercomputers. The password entry itself cannot be performed unless brainwave patterns and heartbeats fall within normal parameters, rendering chemical and other forms of coercion impractical. In other words, the login must be made of the president's own free will. As a failsafe, the input must also be reconfirmed hourly, even after the initial login. If a valid confirmation is not forthcoming, the system will automatically cancel the login.
And that's why they can't harm the president.
At least until the bird flies.
Is there really a new model of Metal Gear here?
Absolutely. The black case serves as the launch key to Metal Gear as well.
Why would they hide Metal Gear in an offshore plant?
Haven't they told you anything? The entire thing was planned. The oil spill, the tanker accident that caused it, everything. The big shell was built specifically for the development of a new Metal Gear model. The inspection tour was to check its progress.
What's going on around here?
Wait. Here comes Snake.
That's him?
Use the microphone to listen in.
King, Fat Man is dead.
It doesn't matter. Saved us the trouble of getting rid of him ourselves.
Why did he betray us?
Who knows? They're a band of lunatics to begin with. Nothing they do should come as a surprise.
I'll have his background rechecked, just in case.
You think he was working for them?
We can't discount the possibility, especially with that intruder still at large.
Yeah, the man in the sneaking suit.
You know more about those suits than I do.
But Foxhound was disbanded 4 years ago, so it must be the Patriots. What about the damage to Shell 2?
The circulation system for the water being drawn in is overflowed.
Is that really Solid Snake?
That's what he claims.
I thought Snake was dead.
Solid Snake did die. But he's also here in the shell. Either he survived or there are two of them.
Two of them?
And that's impossible. What did you manage to catch?
They said password input was complete.
I thought so.
You said the password entry into the black case had to be made by the President willingly.
That's right.
So this means the President is cooperating with them.
It would have to be, yes.
Why?
Probably tired of being a puppet, but it wasn't a smart move to betray us.
A puppet?
We're running out of time. They will fire a nuke. You know what you need to do before then.
Fire the nuke, but it's nowhere close to the ransom deadline.
Ransom?
$30 billion in cash.
What are you babbling about? The nuclear strike is not a threat. It's been the objective all along.
They plan to slaughter millions of people.
No, a high-altitude detonation. You've heard of the Compton effect?
Total disruption of electronic equipment caused by EMMA pulse.
Textbook answer. Well, when an average nuclear warhead goes off within the atmosphere, the result is an electromagnetic pulse of up to 50 billion megawatts. The EMMA field can reach tens of thousands of volts per meter, and most electronic equipment will be toast in an instant.
If one of the key movers of world economy stops functioning, it could mean the beginning of a global depression.
But that isn't their aim. What they plan to do is liberate Manhattan. Pull it offline and turn it into some kind of a republic. Hence, Sons of Liberty, I suppose.
Sons of Liberty?
Damn! Ocelot is coming. I'm going offline. Search my pocket. Hurry! It's a security card. You'll be able to unlock doors of up to level 3 security. Use it to get to Shell 2. Take care of the President before they launch the nuke. He's coming here. Pick up your AK. He's coming here.
What do you think you're doing?
I asked him to remove these. I'm ill, you see.
I always knew that the DIA turned out second-rate liars.
What are you talking about?
No need for denials. We know what you are, Colonel Ames. They knew that the President was planning to betray them. So they sent you in to keep tabs on him. Am I right?
You.
Sorry, Colonel. You failed to carry out your duties.
You'll never escape the Lalilulelo.
Is that so? What the?
You tricked me. I understand now. Ocelot.
You? Which team are you with? Show me your face. You know who he is.
No, he is not one of mine.
Identify yourself. We meet at last.
Colonel, Ames is dead. Looked like a heart attack.
That's unfortunate. However, we do at least know where the president is.
So there really is a new type of Metal Gear in this place?
Apparently. We're still looking into it.
I've also been told that the nuclear strike was what the terrorists were after from the start, not the $30 billion.
Right. It was a cover-up all along.
Colonel, what are you keeping from me?
I am not keeping back anything. It's not as though I'm told all the facts either. I'm pulling in all the favors I can to look into all this. Just be a little patient. Our priority should be with the president right now. We can take it that they've completed the password entry and are preparing Metal Gear for nuclear strike. Get to the president as soon as possible.
But the president is cooperating with them.
According to Ames, yes. But it's also true that they're about to get rid of the president. There's something else going on here. And the president may be able to tell you what it is when you see him in person. Once they get the confirmation for nuclear launch, they'll do it. You need to rescue the president before then.
Jack, I agree with the Colonel. You need to protect the president for now.
All right.
Be careful, he's still in this area. Understood. Sending reinforcements to the first floor of the show on call. Secure the front of the elevator.
Freeze!
No!
This isn't happening. Jack, you have to answer me. Jack! Jack!
Fucking kidding me, dude.
Somebody there.
Right. Can you hear me?
Pliskin, where have you been?
Checking around. I'm in Strut H right now. How's the situation over there?
We have a lead on the President's location.
Where is it?
Shell 2 core, the first
This is so funny. Watch this.
Skirt yourself too. I did. Is there something wrong with my skirt?
I'm on my
I
way to Shell 2
mean,
right
not
now.
unless you're someone who thinks Marshall's is too pricey.
Hey,
Ellen?
If you break the
This is so funny.
the
Watch this.
subtext
We've
will
never
go
officially
off.
talked, but I know your work. Listen, I think Susan's doing a terrific job, so I figured this is a good time to tell you. We all know about the nose job you had last year. You didn't fool anybody because we all remember before the surgery when you tried to kiss Danny Santucci and you poked his eye out. Also, and everybody in town knows this except you, your dad is really your uncle, which may have subconsciously fucked you up and caused you eating disorder, which is also no secret because everybody's heard you throwing up in the bathroom. And also, I recently found out you're a virgin, which is interesting because you've been lying about that too. So I hope you do give your boyfriend fellatio because at least then there's something going down your throat besides your finger.
Oh my god.
You know, before Mrs. B, I didn't care nothing about reading. But she opened my eyes. These poems really are just like rap songs.
Right. You haven't destroyed all the control... Right. Is everything all right? Right there!
That's the subtext. And that must be the control unit.
Right, what you see there is a booby trap consisting of an infrared sensor and Semtex. The Semtex will detonate if the IR beam from the sensor is disturbed. Whatever you do, don't touch the IR beam. But there's no way to get through there without crossing the beam. Neutralize all the control units for the IR sensor. Those control units in the distance are obviously out of handgun range.
What do I do then?
Use the sniper rifle to take them out. Those control units in the distance are obviously out of handgun range. Look for a sniper rifle.
Lieutenant J.G. Pliskin would know this kind of thing, wouldn't?
Don't try to shoot out control units with the handgun when the distance is too great. The weapon doesn't have that kind of range. Use the sniper rifle. I saw a PSG-1 in the storage room on strut F. There should be one left, so go and grab it.
That's the Semtex. And that must be the control unit.
Nothing here. Nothing here.
somebody there.
In order to get to Shell 2, you'll have to disable the IR sensors on the connecting bridge between Shells 1 and 2. I saw a PSG-1 in the storage room on strut F. There should be one left, so go and grab it.
Nothing here.
Use your PSG-1 to take out the IR sensors control units. Head to the connecting...
Nothing here.
No! Jack, please answer me! Jack!
Right, and what you see there...
Don't try to shoot out control unit. If some pipe or a storage tank gets between you and the control unit, find another vantage point. There will always be a spot that gives you a clear shot. Raiden, I found us a ride.
I'm all ears.
One of the enemy's Kasatkas.
Is it in good shape?
Full tank. I'm heading for Shell 1 now. What about that Harrier?
It's not on the heliport here.
Good. I'll set this one down there then.
Can you cover the hostages? They're being held on level B1 in the core. Pliskin, you didn't happen to find any other places where hostages were being held, did you?
No, nothing like that.
Okay.
How many hostages are there?
There's a few short of 30. One dead and several wounded.
The Kasatka's cargo area will hold 13 max.
What about the other Kasatka?
I sabotaged it. It can't come after us if it can't get off the ground. We'll have to make 2 trips.
Can you fly a Kasatka?
I have a pilot who's flown the civilian model, the KA-62 in VR. There's not a whole lot of difference between the military KA-60 and the civilian model.
Cleared for takeoff.
Raiden, let me introduce you to my partner, Otacon.
Otacon?
Hey, Raiden. Nice to meet you.
Intruders! Over here!
Damn! Raiden, I'll talk to you later.
Colonel, I need some answers from you. Who exactly is Pliskin and his partner?
I know what you're thinking.
It keeps coming back to Shadow Moses. And now this Otacon.
AKA Hal Emmerich, PhD, a Shadow Moses survivor.
Rose?
Snake and Otacon both became fugitives after Shadow Moses, wanted for acts of terrorism.
An anti-Metal Gear organization.
They sabotaged and destroyed countless Metal Gear units throughout the world.
And were responsible for the incident 2 years ago that necessitated the construction of the Big Shell.
Snake and his partner aren't terrorists.
Jack, why are you defending them?
I look back on what I've done here so far, and things like training and sense of duty alone won't get you through a sneaking mission like this.
Jack, are you okay?
You need something higher. I can't think of the right word, but it has to be pure will. Backed up by courage, or ideals, or something like that. I'd stake my life on it. The solid snake that saved Shadow Moses couldn't turn into a terrorist.
Maybe that's true, but they went down with that tanker 2 years ago. We even recovered Snake's body.
And the DNA test results on the body say it's him.
Jack, I know what you're saying, but Snake is dead. He can't be here, not even as this Dr. Hal Emmerich.
But that also means that he can't be the terrorist leader behind this thing.
I've been waiting for you. A messenger from the Patriots. Where do I know him from?
So you're the boss around here?
No, not just around here. I'm the boss to surpass Big Boss himself. Solid Snake. No, that is not Solid Snake. What a pleasant surprise, brother. Say don't say you've forgotten me, Snake.
Snake?
Right, take cover. Stop impersonating me. I'm a whole different game from Liquid.
It's the Harrier.
The world needs only one big boss. I'll drown you fools for interfering.
Right. This is the Stinger missile launcher. Ikasaka can't stand up to the Harrier. You have to shoot the Harrier down. Snake, you got cover. I'm counting on you.
Use this! I'll shred you to pieces! I'll let you go out in style! Try dodging this! something coming up.
That's Metal Gear! It's already active!
They got my eye! Fam! Go! Ha!
Hey, what's that? It's running on water. Right. You all right?
Yeah. How about you guys?
Barely managed, but we're all right.
The chopper?
We need some time for repairs.
Oh.
The president's all yours.
Okay. Can I ask you something?
What?
Are you the Snake? They said you were dead.
No, might not be. There are still too many things I need to do.
Snake, you're a legend, and that's why I need to ask you this.
Legend? A legend is nothing but fiction. Someone tells it, someone else remembers. Everybody passes it on.
I'm here because I was assigned to this mission, not because I want to. If I could, I'd be out of here in a second. How could you come back to all this? Why keep fighting?
There's something my best friend said to me once.
What?
We're not tools of the government or anyone else. Fighting was the only thing I was good at, but at least I always fought for what I believed in.
What about the DNA results from that body?
That was Liquid's body. He and Snake are identical on the genetic level.
Liquid?
A deception for our own protection. We stole his frozen body from some organization. Kind of a hassle, though.
That's all there is to it.
Are you two really an NGO?
Insofar as we're a non-profit organization of civilians advocating a cause, yes. The cause happens to be the eradication of Metal Gear.
We work on our own, but it's a cause worth fighting for.
Why would you stick your neck out for something this risky?
That's the way I used to look at it 4 years ago. I was holed up in the middle of nowhere in Alaska, drinking too much.
We have a responsibility to the coming generations, to the world.
What responsibility?
To keep track of the mistakes we've made as a species.
We need to remember, to spread the word, to fight for change, and that's what keeps me alive.
You think you can change the future?
Nah, I'm not as arrogant as that.
What you do isn't grassroots activism. It's more like terrorism.
I admit that.
But our group, Philanthropy, received some information. A new Metal Gear prototype was being developed here, and terrorists were planning to raid the facility. The information came from a very reliable source.
So you're here to...
We're here to stop all that. But I also have a personal motive.
Looks like the terrorists have his sister in the big shell. We're here on our own, not under anyone's orders. We have our own battles. Otacon's here for someone. I'm not.
This is a military mission.
Jack, are you all right?
Just barely.
You almost gave me a heart attack.
Sorry, it wasn't intentional.
I know that. And I know I need to stay stronger.
Say a prayer for me, Rose, so I can come back.
You will make it back. I'm with you all the way, remember?
That means a lot to me, you know.
I'm going to save the day, okay, Jack?
America.
Colonel, Metal Gear's already gone active.
It's not too late. You can still prevent a nuclear strike by securing the president and preventing password confirmation from taking place. Get to the president. He's in the core section of Shell 2.
I'm checking the satellite images. Looks like you can get to the core from the other side of Strut L.
The core hasn't gone under yet from what we can tell. Follow the railings down, then jump onto the pipes.
The only viable strut in the outer perimeter is the L. That attack just now doesn't make any sense. It's like they have no more use for this place.
Colonel, you were monitoring the codec calls. That man was the real Snake all along.
Maybe. Don't let your guard down with him.
Why do you say that?
Because they were never a part of the simulation. They're an unknown factor.
You can take your simulation and... We're out here. We bleed. We die.
Calm down.
I suggest that you do, Raiden. Even if that is Snake. That has no bearing on your mission.
Colonel, you and Snake used to be on the same side. I don't understand. I read about you and Snake in the darkness of Shadow Moses.
I don't give a damn what that piece of trash said. Do you get me?
Raiden, are you all right? Answer me. Raiden!
not a pretty sight.
Hurry up and check the situation.
Defeat all the Democrats. If they're all drinking the blood of the babies, there's going to be some missing babies, right, somewhere? No, yeah, they're from overseas. I don't. They got some answers to anything you throw at them. Tom Hanks is like, that's not true. Tom Hanks still making movies. Tom Hanks didn't eat a baby. Yeah, he did. And they believe it.
Where did the Tom
Hanks
believe
it. Come from? I don't know. It's just straight out of QAnon. It was their basic doctrine in the beginning was all this bizarre claims, and I got a friend that's, well, you met her, and I'm not going to say her name, but she believes this with all of her heart. Right. All of her heart. And there's nothing I can do to say, nothing I can do. Nothing I can do to change her mind.
I think at least a certain portion of that is other governments fucking with people.
Absolutely it is. Absolutely it is.
Yeah.
And you can sway the uninformed. They're not uninformed, they're misinformed.
Yeah.
They're informed, they're taking in information, but it's just the wrong information and something. You can be easily manipulated by that kind of stuff. I mean, the human nature wants to go where it finds comfort, you know.
Yeah.
And if somebody's feeding you what you eat, you'll go that way, you know, even if it's not good for you.
And people have a very strong desire to uncover mysteries, right? You know, very strong desire to get to the truth.
Yeah.
Because in important situations, like so there's something real going on, that's a good quality. It's a good quality to have. But if it's, you know, they're eating babies, it's like, okay,
right.
What's the benefit of eating babies? Like, why did
you give them some kind of superpower, you know? It's so bizarre. It's so off of any, what I would consider realm of possibility of everything part of it being true. But, you know, people go down there and they'll see just a path of things that lead them, you know, some of it true, some of it not true, not true. They'll head off down that direction, then they'll come back, you know. Separate families, man. You know, they don't talk to each other anymore.
And you know what's really insidious about that? Is that the more crazy ones that are out there, the more people start linking them all together, the more real conspiracies seep through. Because if you wanted to hide a real conspiracy, I would hide it in a bunch of other bullshit. But if you did that, though, then you could sneak in some real conspiracies, and that otherwise people would think, well, that's outrageous. That kind of corruption would be uncovered. That kind of corruption would be prosecuted. You're like, wait, no one's going to
manages to take out that circuit panel from inside the room.
Right, and nobody else did. Right, so it's not really happening. And also, people want to, you know, I know somebody that has no formal education, right? I don't have any formal education. I didn't make it through high school. My favorite joke that I ever wrote was, I do have a GED, and if you don't know what GED stands for, you probably got one too.
If there's anyone who wants to stay here, I want you to...
But, you know, they would love to have the answer to a question. You know, they would love to be able to make a point of some kind. You know, they would love to, but they can't, because they're, you know, they just sit around watching other people do it, and they're like, I wish I could think of something to say, and I can't think of that. Well, if there's somebody feeding them something to say, now they get real loud about it, because they have a point to make, even though they don't understand it at all. They just know how to sound like they're making a point.
I'm in front of the room where they're keeping the president.
Everything all right?
No sign of flooding, but I can't get close to the door. The floor is electrified.
Don't test it. You'll be bacon.
Any suggestions?
Remember the Shadow Moses ER training.
Take out the circuit panel?
Right.
But there's no way into the room.
Try ventilation ducts.
Yeah, I think I see one.
Look for a remote control missile launcher. You can guide it through the duct into the room.
Then target the circuit panel.
Got it. Right. But make sure you don't hit the president.
Was it an argument or like a cold war?
The president is wired with nano machines.
I'm not sure.
If we know the
some details
I can raise him.
We've tried that repeatedly, but there's no response. It looks like the walls have a built-in radio shield.
So that's why Ames lost contact with him.
If you need to confirm his position, you can log into the node.
Understood.
Locate a remote control missile launcher first.
Yeah. Now, after that, you actually made some statements about that. And this is what you tweeted. You said, all right, I'll end the mystery. He's racist. Antonio Brown is black. He had to catch balls from a racist quarterback. Every player knows it. It's not a big deal. You're just supposed to take his licking and move on and a slave. Yeah, that'd be honest, player knows. So, Ben Roethlisberger. So I said B, because B represents a larger idea. That starts at that, but it's a larger idea. Okay. Antonio Brown playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The only. So I'm trying not to make this my point of view, but like the negative attention the people saying he's one guy that he's not. Where's that coming from? It hurts, it kills when it's your own fan base. The same fans, the same team, the same people that you a perform for and supposed to, and even your quarterback, like supposed to have your back and be tight with. It's just like, what if they're not there for you? And I like that when I wrote that tweet, I put myself, because it started, if you see the tweets before it started with like an national defense on behalf of Antonio Brown. Because like you said, it's kind of murky what those details are. This is between two players, two football players, but we're only hearing like one. One's bad, one's wrong, like one's tripping, and the other one gets experience. It's between two people. Before you left those practices, when the stories are coming out that like quarterbacks throwing the ball in his feet, they're saying like he does to rookies when they don't know what to do. When they're saying get somebody else in here, and Antonio Brown's I don't know how many times Pro Bowl. He's number 2 in the top 100 retiring NFL against the top 3. Get somebody else in here. They're in film sessions, and he's being like berated by his quarterback, by that same guy. It's just like, who has the power to demean his own team? Who has the power to like, okay, to stand above the team? You know, with his quarterback, to stand above the team and say, okay, this is how I want things to go. Like, honestly, I don't know how else to say it. Like, to have a football in his hand and say, I control whether you get this ball or not. Like, I control where your career goes and not. This is something that wasn't just with Antonio Brown. Le'Veon Bell spoke to this when he was leaving Pittsburgh. It's hard to be a hero in a city that treats you as a villain. Where he said when he was talking to the Jets, he kept going like this, where he felt like he was placed on the same level. Where coming from Pittsburgh, there was kind of like a little bit of this. It's like to Emmanuel Sanders for offensive plays in the city of Pittsburgh.
Colonel, B1 is completely flooded from what I can see.
You'll have to swim through.
I'm fine with swimming.
Stroke the water and move forward by pushing the punch button. Push it in rapid succession to swim faster.
Change your heading with the left stick. Up will take you up, down takes you lower, left and right to face those directions.
The O2 gauge will appear under your life gauge while you're underwater. The gauge corresponds to the amount of air you can hold from a single deep breath. Once the O2 gauge falls to 0, the life gauge will start to drop. You need to be aware of that.
That was the word. That was the shape. I draw shapes, all right? To wake people up enough to say there may be more things going on than like they would meet the eye. So if it's 2 men, how does one get away scot-free and the other one's an issue? And to this day, Antonio Brown's whole story, he pissed his own career away. It was all fucking him. It was all him. Now, when he came in 2010, I'm gonna give this stuff back. What our relationship was, big brother, little brother. I can really get to it. That's my little brother. Like, really. And so, if the entire world turned on this man, nigga, I won't. Even though somebody in Chicago was a street shit, at what time I'm gonna fucking switch up or get brand new? If you don't have no protection in this world, then there may be one person still, number 34, on the Steelers, that first put his arm around him in the first place. Nah, man, my dog, my dude, do this on his own. But who's gonna say that? If there's a narrative in the sport, in the game, that protects one, leaves the other. Okay, where's this defense coming from? From the time I was a kid, man, my friend, college shooting, getting picked on, kids on the bus, I'm like, you don't pick on him, play with me. I've always been a protector. I've always been a defender. Like, and I'm sitting, not just my fucking friend, maybe my best friend.
You have the remote control.
But a brother, a guy went to Warwick, and literally, one of the best players of our generation, literally, maybe the best player of our generation. How did he just did himself? He just stopped showing up to practice for no reason. He loves playing football. He just stopped showing up to practice for no reason. Like something. And so you take a receiver, his job to receive. He picks the ball up and throws it back at his quarterback. He's not cool. Why did he do that? What's really going on? And this is something I've felt and experienced with him that other people have. Like, this isn't nothing new. But if he's getting pushed away, and if he's getting there, it's just like, all right, what about us? At so like, yeah, that was like this. That was defense, man, for like my brother. And it's like, I'm not gonna lie, like at that time, the way he was getting dogged out, that tweet like shifted a lot. Like some of the heat in that little called that to be like, okay, what if we're not in Pittsburgh? What if we don't work at that facility? What if there's more to the situation than what meets the eye, than what we've been told? Then what? And so that was just a statement to this, like, yo, there's more going on. And I canceled racist and racism because it's like, I said beef is beef an idea. You know what I'm saying? That's the funny part. I never wrote that. I didn't say that man's name. I never wrote the last name. I put beef is beef an idea. If you're yeah, but another part happens. No, of course. I know you're talking about this situation. All right, no, of course. But I'm just like, if the idea is, if the same place that's supposed to have you doesn't have you, then yeah, AB's gonna want to get gone. Why is he trying to get out of, like, trying to get traded away from the Steelers? If the same place that's supposed to have you doesn't have you, why is he getting gone? Why is Le'Veon leaving? Like, why? Like, what's going on? And it's just like, that's one of those things you can't or not supposed to speak to, but like, that shit really got out there.
Okay, well, Ben Roethlisberger was the quarterback before you even arrived to Pittsburgh. Yes. And the whole time you were there, you started quarterback. So, let's talk about rough ideas or whatever else. If you personally dealing with Ben, seen any racist moments, you were like, kind of like, huh?
Yeah. So to answer your question, both ways, there's no way I would put that label on a person on the same reason. Because that's the hard thing to do. That's been my experience. Racism and levels like this. You're
no, it's okay. You talk about a specific situation where you were just like, I can't believe you just did that.
That's something I wouldn't want to bring to this platform. And okay, that doesn't work here because what's in the sport, what's in the game, is in the game. And that's something that's between us for us to hash out as individuals. What's public, like my tweet, and what's made public, I'll address what's public.
President Johnson.
Or what's internal.
So you're finally here.
You've been
expecting I think that people...
Your equipment, that skull suit isn't exactly standard military issue.
Are you all right, sir?
Like a slave.
Is this some kind of...
You know, for example, Kaepernick,
I thought you came to kill me.
Documentary, he compared NFL Combine.
I'm prepared to face the consequences of my betrayal.
What are you...
Do you feel, and you know, a lot of people had a problem with it, saying, well,
you're
a man paid $20 million, they're going to go whatever they feel like it. So people thought that was really a jab. Unfair, but here you are.
I see.
The slavery thing when it comes
now
to...
things are starting to make a little sense.
That's an idea that's been explored a lot. Like, there's been books written about it, and it's like,
switch over to nano communication so nobody can listen in.
Yes, sir.
You love the game of sport football. Like,
do you read me, sir?
Yes.
Mr. President, it's my understanding that the terrorists have managed to input the code sequence necessary for launching a nuclear strike.
That's correct. I punched the sequence in myself.
You're working for them?
If you asked me 2 hours ago, my answer would have been yes. Right now, they're keeping me alive until my vital signs are reconfirmed.
They betrayed you?
I wouldn't quite put it that way. I wanted power. They sought destruction.
But what is due to terrorism?
I wanted absolute power.
But you're the president. You have power.
No, I'm just a figurehead.
Huh?
I don't have any control. The real power is in the Patriots' hands.
The Patriots?
The troops behind this country. I'm not surprised you've never heard of it. Very few are aware of their existence, even among those with Concord clearance.
It's just like...
Politics, the military, the economy, they control it all. They even choose who becomes president. Putting it simply, the Patriots rule this country.
Outside of this Christmas party, like, hell yeah, there's a bit of that.
Hard to believe, isn't
that
it?
idea has
But it's
stuck
true.
around and been explored for reasons.
The space defense, income tax reduction, and national missile defense programs. Every policy that's been credited to me was actually done according to their instructions.
Watch football. Go ahead.
Space defense was initiated by Congress.
That's what the Patriots want the country to believe. It's all a show. Democracy is just a filler for textbooks. Think about it. Do you actually believe that public opinion influences the government?
No.
This country is shaped and controlled as the Patriots see fit. The people are shown what they want to believe. What you call government is actually a well-staged production aimed at satisfying the public. Huh? Don't look at me like that. I'm legally sane.
It's not your sanity that worries me.
Give myself, give my ACL, give my scapula,
The Patriots.
my AC joint.
Even I don't know who the actual members are. Are they financial, political, or military leaders?
Lower back. I couldn't give my.
No one knows who the Patriots really are. Even my instructions come from a cut. All I've been told is that every key decision is made by a group of 12 men, known as the Wise Men's Committee.
Your office? The White House?
Merely puppets. Poor games.
Well, yeah, football's
By pledging my loyalty, an insignificant son of a senator was awarded the presidency. Of course, that wasn't the only price I had to pay.
What do you mean?
Even if a pawn becomes a queen, it is still just a play piece. I wanted to leave my own mark in history, but my ambitions were...
This is a multi-billion-dollar operation.
You'll understand someday.
You know, right now in 2024, when you look back on it, do you feel like
I wish to be a member of the Patriots. I wanted to wield the power of a king instead of being an expendable pawn.
And that justifies acts of terrorism?
Yes. I'd intended to use the new Metal Gear as a bargaining chip.
Bargaining chip?
But I underestimated Solidus. He actually wants to challenge the Patriots, even if it means the destruction of the world.
What are you saying?
Whether you believe it or not, the balance of power rests in the hands of the Patriots. They regulate the country's various interests through controlled presentation, staging a drama that is palatable to the general masses. Can you imagine what would happen if they ceased to function? Picture a massive political vacuum, a space that only power will try to fill for their own greedy ends. I'm talking about an unregulated power struggle, panic, civil war, chaos.
Oh my God! Is it really here? Look at this! Look at this roll!
So you changed your mind because you wanted to go.
Oh my God!
When I told Cyrus that I wished to prevent disaster, he replied that pawns can never become players.
And who is this Solidus?
My predecessor, George Sears. That was the name the public came to know him by. I knew him by his code name, Solidus Snake. He was the third snake, preceded by Solid and Liquid, a survivor of the Les Enfants Terribles project. Neither solid nor liquid. He was a well-balanced masterpiece that the Patriots saw fit to entrust with the presidency. However, he fell out of grace with the organization 4 years ago. When acting on his own, he started an incident.
4 years ago. Shadow Moses.
That's right. At the time, the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, together with certain influential parties, initiated the development of Metal Gear Rex and an advanced nuclear warhead. However, this did not fall in line with the Patriots' plans. What's more, Solidus decided on his own to send his most trusted man, Ocelot, to provoke Liquid Snake, bringing about the said incident. As a result, he succeeded in obtaining Rex and the data on the warhead. But in doing so, he ended up revealing the existence of both Rex and the Genome Army, a blunder that earned him the wrath of the Patriots. Shortly thereafter, Solidus was removed from the presidential office.
I thought he resigned.
That's the story given to the general public. Following his resignation, the Patriots selected me, their new pawn for the presidency.
But that would mean that the presidential race was...
That was quite a show, wasn't it? It was a well-scripted drama staged by the Patriots for the benefit of the public. Even the Democrats and Republicans were dancing to the Patriots' tune. Everything went according to plan, but for one exception. Following his resignation, Solidus' health was scheduled to fail him, bringing about his untimely death.
Capped?
Correct. But before the Patriots could execute their plot, Solidus went underground with the help of Ocelot. As he avoided pursuit, Solidus gained control of Dead Cell, winning over Colonel Golukovich's outfit. From there, he bided his time, knowing that his opportunity would soon arrive.
What opportunity?
The completion of the new Metal Gear project, an opportunity that would even his odds against the Patriots. By stealing the Patriots' most valued project, he would be able to place them in a very uncomfortable position. It's the only chance he has for survival. Once he has the new Metal Gear, he'll declare war against the Patriots. Needless to say, he must be stopped.
Metal Gear is already operational.
No, not yet. What you saw was Metal Gear Ray, hijacked 2 years ago from the Marines by Ocelot. That was not the new Metal Gear.
Then where's the new Metal Gear?
Right here.
What?
You're standing in it. To be more precise, this entire big shell facility is the new Metal Gear.
What'd you say?
No, I'm quite serious. The upper structure that you've seen is camouflage, designed to represent an offshore cleanup facility. The main structure extends from the foundation all the way down to the ocean floor. The connecting elevator is located on the B2 floor of the Shell 1 core. Arsenal Gear. That's the code name for the new Metal Gear.
Arsenal?
That's right. Arsenal. We're talking about an impregnable fortress carrying a load of over a couple of thousand missiles, including nuclear warheads, all protected by a horde of mass-produced Metal Gear Ray units.
Mass-produced?
The Ray unit was originally designed for the Marines to be used as a countermeasure against the Metal Gear variations throughout the world. The Patriots had Ray redesigned to protect the new Arsenal Gear.
So now anti-Metal Gears are guarding a Metal Gear.
Ironic, isn't it? That's not all. Arsenal Gear has full access to the military's tactical network, giving it the ability to exercise absolute control over our nation's armed forces, not to mention our nuclear armament. In short, Arsenal was created to be the core of our country.
What kind of idiotic weapon?
Weapon? No. You're not seeing the full picture. Arsenal Gear is more than just a military tool. It is a means to preserve the world as it is. It will establish a new form of control. The Patriots will use it to keep their place as the country's true rulers. Right now, they feel pressured and threatened.
By what?
They fear an overabundance of digital information. The world will drown in the coming flood of information, and they along with it. The Arsenal plans include a system to digitally manage the flow of information, making it possible to shape the truth for their own purposes. In short, the Arsenal system is the key to their supremacy.
The key?
Yes. The GW system is the Patriots' trump card. Arsenal Gear will be fully operational when GW is successfully integrated. Once operational, it will be a completely new form of power for the Patriots to wield. I had hoped to seize the project from them, so that I would be in a strong bargaining position.
Bargain for what?
I'd hoped to trade my way into their ranks, but Solidus preferred rebellion. Outer Heaven, his plan to unleash a nuclear blast over the skies of Wall Street to break the Patriots' control of the business community, is also a key factor in this offensive effort.
Outer Heaven?
Listen, there isn't much time. The football serves as the key for activating Arsenal Gear. I've already input the necessary code sequence. It won't be long before GW begins to establish connections with other external systems, and Arsenal Gear becomes fully operational. Stop them before that happens. That is your role.
Role?
You've got to find Emma Emmerich. She's the only one who can stop that thing once it's been activated.
Emma Emmerich?
She's the system programmer for Arsenal Gear. I believe she's somewhere on level B1 in the core of this building.
I thought the levels below us were flooded.
I'm sure they won't let her die just yet, as she's the only remaining programmer for this project. According to Ocelot, she was being held in a locker room located in the northwest part of level B1. Cut transmission and get moving. This is card 4. It'll give you access all the way to Emma's location. Give this to her when you find her.
What is it?
A program for disrupting the control functions between GW and Arsenal Gear. Take Emma to the computer room on level B2, Shell 1 core. She'll know how to load the program into the main system.
A virus?
That's right, modeled after Foxdie. A biological weapon designed to selectively eliminate personnel with a specific genetic code.
But why do you have it?
The Patriots had it engineered as a failsafe. And Ocelot forgot to search me. You've got to hurry. That disk is the only way you're going to stop Arsenal. Well, I've told you everything you need to know. There's only one thing that remains to be done. Now, kill me.
What the?
There's no time to argue. The final check for my vital ID will start any second. If you kill me now, you'll at least prevent the nuclear strike.
Cut it out!
Do it! That's your role!
That's abusing your right to free speech, Mr. President. Or is it ex-president?
The president! Why did you...
Alas, my finger must have slipped. I'll see you around, carrier boy.
Forget him. He did us a favor. Without free will, there is no difference between submission and rebellion. My only real choice is to put an end to this charade. Let me at least have the freedom to end it myself.
What are you...
Find Emma. Stop the Arsenal. This is my last order as your commander-in-chief.
If you ask me, today's Season 1 Reloaded update from Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone shouldn't have happened. Very rarely will I say that, but I think it's true. I think that we should have had at least a few more days to bake for this update. So it's 20 days left on the season, and until when, I mean, who knows? We don't have a whole ton of time that could have been pushed back off to, but I think today's update should have been for sure, because it certainly was not it. From Warzone to Zombies to multiplayer, whatever your preferred experience, something was broken in any of those. So as we go along, drop your thoughts, drop a like, and subscribe for more, but let's talk about all this. So some of the biggest stuff here in regards to what we saw came down to a lot with Warzone. First and foremost, we knew just from the patch notes a couple of things that didn't really sort of set the update up for a whole ton of success. We saw a bunch of weapon tuning, we saw some adjustments to the LMGs, to the bullet velocity on one-shot snipers.
The president is dead.
You didn't see things like adjustments to the MCC interceptor, the WSP swarm, the fast
Your mission was to rescue the president and eliminate the terrorist threat. However, given the recent turn of events, we will honor the president's last directive. You must put a stop to Arsenal Gear once and for all.
Do you actually think there's any truth to his story about this big shell facility being a front for Arsenal Gear?
I don't have the security clearance necessary to verify the facts. However, he was the president. I'm sure he knew what he was talking about.
Stealing
Aren't you forgetting that he was part of the terrorist plot?
All the more reason why I believe his information is reliable. We're talking about a man who chose to die rather than risk a nuclear holocaust. Thanks to his sacrifice, the Nuclear Launch Authority has shifted to the Vice President, effectively eliminating the terrorist threat.
Colonel, when you put it like that, it almost sounds like I should have assassinated the president to eliminate the threat.
That was not my intention. I was trying to point out that there is certainly some credibility to the words of a man who chose death to protect the innocent.
The Colonel has a point, Jack.
What about the information he gave me on the Patriots?
That's a new one on me. I'll see what I can find out. Right, we're running out of time. Find Emma. She's supposed to be located on level B1, in the core of that building you're in, right? You've got to find her before Arsenal becomes fully operational.
Hurry, Jack.
It's up to you to make sure that the president didn't...
Why he in it with
What's your
everybody?
status,
I think Faison trying to. I think he
The
gonna figure out
president,
the internet.
he's been assassinated.
What?
There's nothing I could do.
What about the nuclear strike code sequence?
He died before his vital ID could be reconfirmed.
Then the enemy's lost their nuclear strike capability.
But that Ocelot guy obviously killed the president on purpose.
Why?
It doesn't make any sense. They had to know that they couldn't launch the nuke if they killed the president.
Maybe there's a way to launch without reconfirming the vital ID.
Or maybe they found a more effective weapon within Arsenal gear.
You knew about Arsenal gear?
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me about it?
You never asked.
Am I correct in assuming you also know that the Big Shell's a front for the project?
You mean, did I know that the Big Shell, a fully functional environmental cleanup facility, was designed to camouflage Arsenal gear? Yeah, I did. It's exactly what the President and Ames described, a massive cover story. The good news is that it hasn't really done much in terms of cleaning up the environment, so we won't have to worry about any toxic gas being released if we have to blow the house down.
Right. And when did you find out about all of this?
It took a while, but we uncovered the info around the time you took out that mad bomber. There's no doubt that Arsenal gear is being built here. That it was all set up 2 years ago, on that day. All of it.
2 years ago? What really happened here?
I took these photos 2 years ago.
I know these pictures. They were on the news, on several websites. If I remember right, the reporters blamed you for sinking the tanker.
That's right. Otacon, me, we were used.
We'd hoped that by going public with photos of the new Metal Gear, we could persuade the government. At least that was the plan at the time.
I've gone through VR training of the tanker mission before.
Yeah? Well, I doubt it accurately simulates the events of that mission. I'd infiltrated the dummy tanker to obtain proof that a Metal Gear was under development. Shortly after I made it aboard, an armed group led by Colonel Gerlukovich raided the ship.
Olga and Ocelot were among the raiding party.
Yeah, him.
Who are you talking about?
A man that was supposed to be dead.
Their target was also Metal Gear Ray. But Ocelot eliminated Colonel Gerlukovich and Marine Commander Scott Dolph, and he hijacked Ray.
So he betrayed them?
I don't know what kind of deal was going down. All I remember is what Ocelot said at the time. Something like, I'm taking it back.
Ocelot then sank the tanker, along with the soldiers of the Marine Corps.
How did you manage to get out?
Otacon managed to have a small boat ready for me.
That was the easy part. The tough part was not getting dragged down with a sinking tanker. Small miracle when you think about it. It turned out that the whole thing was a setup to lure us. Photos of Snake, taken by the Cypher, were released to the public. In turn, we became the world's most wanted environmental terrorists.
It was definitely a move aimed at putting a stop to our anti-Metal Gear activities.
But why did they choose Snake?
Since the Shadow Moses incident, Snake became sort of a hero. I think the Patriots weren't too happy about that.
You knew about the Patriots?
Well, yes, to a certain degree.
It seems like everyone knows about them except me.
They didn't choose Snake to be a hero.
So they decided to do a smear campaign.
I think the Patriots wanted to make an example of him so everybody would think twice before opposing them.
That's it! They set all this up just to nail you guys.
No, there's more to it than that. The Marines' Metal Gear Ray project, headed by Commander Dolph, was carried out in opposition to the Navy's Arsenal Gear project. To be more precise, the Patriots considered Metal Gear Ray to be a thorn in their side. Hence, they attacked the dummy tanker and stole Ray. They followed this up with a perfect plan. They immediately sent a fully loaded tanker to the same location and sank it. Then set up the facility to camouflage the development of Arsenal Gear.
And we fell for it. 2 more puppets in their show.
Colonel Gerlukovich and his daughter Olga?
Both fell victim to Ocelot's plot.
Was Solidus behind all this? He used Ocelot to get hold of Ray, huh?
No, he was underground, keeping a low profile at the time.
Is Adam 22.
Then it must be
Let's
the
come on.
Patriots.
We're a couple
If
weeks
that's the
late,
case,
but I look
what's
very
Ocelot
good
doing
at
alongside
having
Solidus?
once David a adult star. So I think my opinion is invalid on it. But
Forget it. We're wasting time. We can figure this out later. The nuclear strike's been prevented, but Arsenal still has a massive payload of missiles to deal with.
Right. If the opposition gets control of those missiles...
Right. You've got to find Emma.
Wait a second. Isn't Emma Emmerich
my sister?
What's she doing here?
You got me. She's a computer whiz who specializes in neural AI and ultra-variable volume data analysis using complex logic. How she got involved in weapons development is beyond me.
Whatever her reasons, we need her in order to stop Arsenal.
Raiden, find her.
I'm on my way.
Which is a wildly successful, like more urban-based. Yep. He's a businessman. He is a businessman, and so that's going to be the question, the crux of this conversation, right? And so for the longest time, Lena had never hooked up with a man. Another man, besides that, she was in videos with Adam.
Jack, is that you?
And maybe, 2 weeks ago, they made this announcement that Lena is going to be doing the first ever guy-girl scene.
Jack,
what is it?
I've always been alone.
Broke the internet. Twitter
I'm
did
so
not
lonely.
know what to do, how to handle this situation. Aiden Ross